Hello everyone, Dean on the Street. Today I'm in the heart of Holbrook, Long Island, New York. I was asked to come down and meet, it's political season here on Long Island, and I was asked to come down and meet a nice guy that is not your typical politician, and his name's Anthony Piccirillo. Meet Anthony.
Hi, how are you? Anthony Piccirillo.
Anthony,
Thanks, Dean, for having me.
pleasure to meet
Appreciate
you.
it.
But heart of Holbrook here, Long Island, New York. Listen, I've lived on the island now for, my wife and I and family, we've moved here. We've lived here in Suffolk for 30 years, okay?
Long time.
I've got to ask you, my knowledge and reach of the whole political platform on Long Island, and especially in Suffolk County.
Sure.
Explain to me, and especially to constituents and residents here in Suffolk County, Long Island, what is state legislator, what you're running for?
So there's 18 legislative districts. It's a county legislator. There's also state government, which is assembly and a state senator and the governor, but this is on a more local level. So there's 18 legislators comprised of 18 different districts. This is the 8th legislative district. I grew up here my whole life, 34-year resident. I graduated Sachem High School. Then I went to Dowling College and I studied history and economics. Dowling is in Oakdale, which is also in this district.
Okay, listen, you've got a day job, you've got stuff that you do every day. I've got to ask you, why do you want to run for office?
So I'm a fiscal hawk, and Suffolk County is in one of the worst fiscal conditions in its entire history. 10 years ago, Suffolk County had a $165 million budget surplus. Fast forward to today, and we're at $165 million of annual debt. We're also approximately $2.2 billion in bonded debt or borrowed debt. So what that is a direct tax on a whole generation of children that have yet to be born in Suffolk County, and that's unacceptable to me. And that's one of the main reasons I'm running for Suffolk County legislator.
Well, listen, we're going to come back and talk about and hit hard all the main issues that you feel you've got to address here.
Great.
In your district. Back with Anthony Piccirillo. I have to correct something. He's not running for state legislator. He's running for county legislator here on Suffolk County, Long Island. So what we're going to start to do is we're going to start knocking on some doors, some constituents, some voters, see what they have to say.
Hello,
Hi.
how are you? Anthony
Hi.
Piccirillo.
Hi,
Running
nice
for
to
Suffolk
meet
County
you.
legislator.
Hi.
I'm Dean on the Street. I don't know
Hi.
if you ever heard about me,
No,
but I'm Dean
hi,
on
nice
the
to meet
Street,
you.
okay?
This is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Just a little bit about myself. So what problems in Suffolk County bother you the most?
Well, where do you stand on the
Okay,
Constitutional
I'm a no vote on the
Convention?
Constitutional Convention.
Okay.
I don't think the government should be balancing the books on the backs of hardworking people.
Oh, that's great.
So that's my position on that.
Great, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem. All right. Thank you so much.
Any
I
other
appreciate it.
questions?
No, that's it.
November 7th is
Good guy.
election day. We have
Yes,
lawn
it is.
signs. Let me
Yep,
know.
I will be there.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
So long.
You bet. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Hi, how are you? Anthony Piccirillo. I'm running for Suffolk legislator.
Nice to meet
How
you.
you doing?
Dean on the Street.
Hi, Dean. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Just trying to find out any issues you have in Suffolk County, what bothers you, what's going on.
Well, I have 5 young daughters. What's your stance on the gangs and violence going
Well,
on?
they're obviously very bad. Last year, I don't know if you know this, but we had 400 overdoses from heroin and opioids. We have a serious gang problem in Brentwood and Central Islip, but it's moving east. And unfortunately for you, my opponent hasn't sponsored or co-sponsored one piece of legislation to deal with heroin, opioids, or MS-13.
Wow.
Furthermore, disgraced and now jailed ex-police chief James Burke. He sat idly by, no press conferences, no statements, as he pulled vital members of the FBI and Drug Task Force out of Long Island completely.
It's amazing.
So that's going to change when I get in office on November 7th,
I sure
and
hope
I
so.
hope we can get your support.
You have my support.
Thank you.
Hey,
so
listen,
much.
I've got to say on a personal note, this young lady deserves a medal.
That's right.
Did I hear you say you've got 5 young daughters?
5 daughters.
Wow, she deserves a medal.
Thank you.
That's right.
Dean on the Street. We'll be back soon. Bye-bye now.
Legislator,
Hi.
how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to
this
meet
is
you.
Dean.
I'm Dean on the
Hi,
Street.
Dean. Nice
Okay.
to meet you.
Well, I got to ask you
Go ahead.
first before we get to Anthony. You laughed when I said I'm Dean on the Street. What was so funny about
I don't
that?
know, it sounded funny.
That's cool. Okay, well,
So what's bothering you about Suffolk County?
Well, the taxes are really high and it's hard to,
That's what,
own our
cost
own
of living is
home.
very hard.
Yes.
Correct. So 10 years ago, Suffolk County had about $165 million surplus. Now it's about $175 million in debt, plus $2.2 billion in bonded debt, which is borrowed debt, which is basically a direct tax on a whole generation of kids that haven't been born yet. And the problem this is going on is because it's mismanagement from the top down, from Steve Malone to my opponent Bill Lindsay to all of his cronies in the legislature And on November 7th, when the Republicans take the majority, we're going to start to clean up taxing in Suffolk County, make this Suffolk County affordable again.
All right,
All
thank
right?
you.
You got it. Thank
Nice
you so much
meeting
for
you.
your support. I appreciate
you.
it.
Listen, nice meeting you.
Nice
okay?
meeting you as
Take
well.
care.
Best of luck.
All righty.
Best of
Thank
health.
you.
Bye bye now. Let's say hi to
right.
some
How are you?
some constituents
Nice to
here,
meet you.
huh?
It's a pleasure, Anthony Piccirillo. How are you?
Hi,
Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure.
Hey, do you guys live right here in
Live in Holbrook. That's
Awesome.
it. November 7th, election day.
Listen, he's running for state legislator, Anthony. Not state, county legislator.
legislator.
What are one or two of your biggest concerns?
I don't have any concerns.
That's good.
Hey, all right.
Bingo.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you so
awesome.
much. Appreciate it.
awesome.
Take
Let's
care.
go up here. And
Bingo.
we're here with this nice young lady. What's your name?
Julia.
Julia, I'm Dean on the street.
Nice to meet you,
This
Anthony
is
Piccirillo.
Anthony
How are you?
Piccirillo.
Nice to meet you guys.
All right, I will have a red, white, and blue.
Okay, what size? We have our sizes
medium's
here.
good.
Medium.
Hey,
Should I
listen-
cover?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Julie, right? While we're waiting for Julie, I've got to talk about Ralph Ices. Everybody around the country that's never been to a Ralph
That's right.
Ices. If you like ices, or if you just like something refreshing, Ralph Ices is just an incredible product. Julie, what are there, about 10,000 flavors of Ralph Ice? How many flavors are there, Ralph Ice?
I mean, right now in our store we have about like 100, but I would say
100.
about 150 when we're like in the middle of the season.
Wow, and what would you say is why do people love Ralph Ices so much?
I don't know. I guess like just because like our unique flavors. Like we have a lot of good flavors.
What's the 3 most popular flavors?
Definitely red, white, and blue rainbow.
That's good.
I like mint chocolate chip.
That one's
Delicious,
good.
delicious.
Yeah, I would
Jelly
say that's
ring,
pretty, Jelly Ring's
graham
pretty
cracker.
good. You know all of them.
They're all good.
Pumpkin pie, you ever try that?
Yeah, that's good too.
One of the
I'm a connoisseur.
One of the downfalls of my show is that this nice guy Anthony Piccirillo decided that not only to take me around town, but you know, the downfall is the pleasure of great food and great desserts. That
That's right.
whether it be pizza or
That's
Ralph's Ices. But listen, let's talk to Julie a little bit about
So
concerns
as a
that
young
she
person,
has.
what do you think the concern is that you have living in this neighborhood and just in Suffolk County in general?
I mean, I've grown up here like my whole life, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe like the streets sometimes,
The
like
roads.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's a problem.
like driving especially, like, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes they're not safe.
That's right. Not enough lights, potholes,
Yeah,
etc.
definitely.
So you
I
feel
would
the
say so.
roads aren't safe, that
Yeah.
they're not moving quick enough to
Yeah,
fix.
I think that
roads.
more roads need to be paved, especially like dead ends and like I don't know, just like maybe like Grundy. There's a lot of potholes. you
We
know.
should run her for office.
So yeah, that I drive. I'm a new driver, so that's like one of my concerns. More lights.
That's more lights.
I'll do what I can for you.
Well,
Okay.
Anthony Piccirillo, this November 7th,
That's right.
Yeah.
running for
And
Suffolk
I'll-
County Legislature.
Turning 18, so I'm definitely gonna vote.
Awesome.
All right,
Awesome.
another voter.
Listen, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Okay.
Take
It was
care.
Julie.
396.
No problem. You got it.
Before I continue my interview, my conversation with Suffolk County Legislative candidate Anthony Piccirillo, and once again, every place we go to, whether it's Ralph's, it's pizza, we're eating.
That's right.
Okay.
That's what we do here on
We're
Friday
eating,
nights.
but that's what goes on here in Holbrook.
right.
It's
It's a Friday night
it's
in
a
Holbrook.
very cool town. Some really cool people, and just regular people here. And this place is packed. It's unbelievable. You ever come here? They got 100 different pizzas. They got everything that you want. It's really remarkable. But how long have you been coming here for?
34 years.
34 years. What's your favorite slice when you come here?
I like the deep dish, but I'm watching my figure, so I went with the regular slice.
I still can't believe you're running for office. You know that?
That's right.
You got a great personality.
We need more regular people in office.
Great sense of humor, and you're a regular guy.
That's it.
You're a regular guy. You're a great
I
guy.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Listen, Anthony, why don't we do this? I know Anthony Piccirillo will be coming into my home studio in Setauga. He'll be on the Dean Blechman Show.
That's great.
Okay,
Can't wait.
which means he's elevated. He's made it. He's
right.
made it to be able to come in studio. Okay, but listen briefly. I know you'll speak more when you get into the studio. What are the big couple of issues that you're going to focus on that are really facing your geographic county area? What are those?
Okay, so
one by one, what are those
Knocking
issues?
on thousands of doors in my hometown of Holbrook. The biggest issue is cost of living. The second issue we always hear is about drugs. And the third issue is coupled with drugs is MS-13 and gangs. So those will be all my top 3 issues going into after I win the election November 7th. So I hope you can all get out there November 7th to support me. I'll be looking forward to it. And I want to just thank Dean again for having me on the show today. Thanks, Dean.
You bet. Remember, it's always Dean on the street.
That's right.
Okay? As you knock on doors to all your constituents,
I'm going to tell everybody about
you
Dean on
tell
the
them that you know Dean on the street.
That's right.
Okay?
Thanks so
but
much.
we're gonna talk more in studio very
Got
soon,
it.
and we'll see you. Bye-bye now. Anthony Piccirillo, Suffolk County legislative candidate here in Suffolk County, Long Island. And listen, I've got to ask you, okay? Red light, blue light, whatever you want to call it, red light, blue light cameras. What's your position? What's going on here in Suffolk County?
Okay, so I'm against the red light camera program. It was brought to Suffolk County as a so-called safety program, but it's nothing more than a money grab by politicians who can't balance the books. So if it was about safety, they wouldn't have added a $30 surcharge onto the $50 fee. And the 5 eastern towns don't have cameras, which right there tells me it's nothing but a money grab. So they're trying to say this is all about safety, but if you look at all the places where there's cameras,
I've gotten a few of them myself, okay?
No good.
Listen, you got to fix it, I
That's
promise,
right,
okay?
that's right.
Dean on the street here in Holbrook. Anthony Piccirillo running for Suffolk County legislative. Bye-bye now.